So I took the doors and the roof off the Jeep. I'm going to tell you a quick story about the grandchildren throwing things out of the Jeep while I was driving it, and I'm going to talk as well about fraud. My name is Ken McCarthy. As many of you know, my purpose is to help leaders prevent bad things from happening in their organizations, things like harassment, violence, wrongdoing, and fraud. So I was out for a drive with the grandkids in this vehicle with the doors off, and I could hear one of the grandchildren saying, "Throw it out the window, throw it out the window." And we had bought these things are called Timbits, or donut holes, some people might call them. And the one she didn't like, I guess they were the old-fashioned plain ones, she took a bite, didn't like it, and threw it right out of the moving vehicle as we're driving along. So that was throw it out the window. So why bother mentioning that and the fraud triangle together is there's this thing called the fraud triangle. It's a model that's endorsed by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. And it was created by a criminologist in the 70s, a guy named Donald Cressy. And it's super interesting. It has three components, and it explains why a person commits fraud. It has the components are opportunity, incentive, and rationalization. So think of a retail environment where there are cashiers and they'll share the same cash, share the same till. So opportunity there is there are no controls in place necessarily. There's nobody counting the money as the cashiers are sharing the same till as they're doing transactions. Opportunity to steal something because there's no oversight. The incentive, let's say the cashier needs money, they have to pay bills, they have to buy groceries, whatever. And the rationalization could be, well, it's not a lot of money. This corporation makes a ton of money. I deserve it, I've been here a long time, or everybody else is doing it. So that's the fraud triangle. So I like to apply that to people doing inappropriate things in workplaces like misconduct, that sort of stuff. And I find there is always an opportunity, incentive, and rationalization. So I link those back, going back to the Timbits being thrown out of the moving vehicle. Well, the opportunity there for the grandchildren was that there's no windows, there's no doors, there's no roof, they can toss them out. I guess the incentive was, I didn't like this particular one. I think it's funny, 4-year-olds think things are pretty damn funny. And of course the rationalization, and this makes a lot of sense, is Grandpa's just gonna let us get away with it, which probably was the case. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you today. So as I said, my purpose is to help leaders prevent bad things from happening, harassment, violence, wrongdoing, fraud, and ask you to help me in that goal. Let's prevent the bad stuff.